What's happening, people? I am back in the kitchen again, and today we've got a steak pie. You've seen the title on the thumbnail. I love a good pie, and this one is only 50 pence. 50 pence a pie. I've done these 4 steak pies from Sainsburys. Now, if you guys know me, I have raved about these at Iceland, lamb and mint pies, for a long time, and they're in the pound range at Iceland, and they are 50p each as well, so you get 2 in there. Now let me just see what percentage of meat is in there. It's not a lot. It is 7% lamb. But everyone seems to think that that's a great value. I mean, don't get me wrong, it tastes alright and it's nice with some mushy peas and mint sauce. But at 50 pence a pie, because it's a pound thing, seems to think that's big value and things. Only 7% lamb. So, be interesting to see what Sainsburys' take on it is. Now, it is open, because as you can probably hear, I've got one cooking away right now, because these do take quite a while to cook. But 4 of these, £1.99. So that's 50 pence a pie, which is the same price as the lamb and mint pies. So yeah, I'm going to compare them, not compare them, we're just going to review this. These are in the frozen section. So let's have a look at this box. 50p a pie, can't beat a bargain. So here we go. Oven cooked from frozen in 35 minutes. Looks well filled, big bits of steak in there. Will that actually be the case? Serves for 1 pie. It's 318 calories per pie. 2 ambers, 1 red and 1 green. So it's not too bad for a pie. Does that mean it's going to be tiny? Oh, we'll see. In fact, let's have a look. Let's get one out. There we go. So that's what it looks like uncooked. So they're not the biggest, if I'm honest. That's my hand. It's actually a small pie. It looks like the size of what I would call a pudding, but it is a pie because obviously of the pastry. So let's have a look at what's in this thing. Straight into the ingredients. So as you can see straight away off the bat, it's 23% beef, which is a lot better than the 7% in the Iceland pies of the same price. So 23% beef. You can see palm oil in there, pea protein in there, wheat and barley are your allergens. That is a nutritional information in more detail for you guys that know what you're talking about. I of course do not. 11.5 grams of protein per pie, 15.4 grams of fat, 32.7 grams of carbohydrates. It says a short crust pastry base filled with British and Irish beef in gravy, topped with a puff pastry lid. So that answers one of my questions. Where's the beef from? Britain and Ireland. So it's good beef. 30 to 35 minutes in the oven, and it's a frozen product. This 568 grams. It says packed in Ireland for Sainsbury's supermarket using British and Irish beef, and I think that is all she wrote on there. Yeah, okay. What do you guys think to that? Now, although it is smaller in surface area, it's much deeper than the Iceland pies. The Iceland pies, if you remember, are very, very thin pies, but they have a bigger surface area. But it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Do you know what? If you're having it with some chips and beans or some mash and peas, yeah, that's plenty. That's plenty enough for a pie. So, like I said, I'm doing a bit of a blue Peter. Here's one I made earlier. So let's take a look at this. It's only got 2 minutes left. Then we'll get straight into tasting it. Okay, so here it is. All nice and cooked up. That's absolutely roasting. So let's get it out of this. And there we go. That's what you get. What do you think to that? Now, straight off I think we might be able to take the lid off rather than cut it open. No, we better we'll cut it in half. Let's cut it up and try this pie. So, got a nice crispy puff pastry, and I love short crust pastry, and that's what's on the bottom there. So let's cut this open and see this 23% beef. How well filled is it really? To be fair, I don't mind that at all. I do not mind. That actually looks really, really well filled for a 50 pence pie. The pastry looks nice and crispy. Plenty of gravy in there, and as you can see, big chunks of steak. Tell you what, people, we might be onto a winner. So, let's have a taste. Ooh, looks good. Okay, so as you can see, I've probably not left it long enough to cool down, but it's all important taste time. Looks very, very good. We'll start with this crispy puff pastry on top. Quite nice. It's not, normally the puff pastry would go over the top, a bit of like an extended casing, but this one is literally tight fitted to the top of the short crust pastry, hence why you could just lift it up. But it does what it wants. It's there. It's does what it's supposed to, not what it wants. It does what it's supposed to. It's crispy, it's flaky, all good. Like I said, I prefer the short crust pastry on the sides, and this looks fantastic. Oh yeah. Little chunks of beef in there. Look at that, if that focuses. There's quite a few of these as well. It's not sparsely filled. It's quite well filled. A little bit tough if I'm being picky. The gravy is quite nice. All together. I have no complaints. Now, not that I would complain anyway, but you wouldn't be happy if you got this in a pub for pub lunch. But you know, at home for a cheap budget pie, 50 pence a pie. Remember, £1.99 for these four. There is nothing at all wrong with that. Is it the best steak pie I've ever had? No, of course not. I've been to some places with some fantastic pies. I went to the Fleece in Haworth on the main channel. Unbelievable pie. I went to the Scarborough Flyer. Unbelievable pie. These are all different places for some pies. I went to Pie Minister recently on the main channel. All these out and about ones. I wouldn't be happy if I got this pie and paid 10, 11 quid in a pub or a restaurant. However, in your own kitchen, for 50 pence, you cannot go wrong. So I'll score this Sainsburys steak pie out of 10. I'm going to give it a good solid 7 out of 10. I don't mind that at all. I think it's a bargain for what you get. If you've got a few kids to feed, one of them, like I said earlier, some chips and beans or some mushy peas. I'm going to bang some mushy peas over it. Bit of mint sauce. You can't go wrong. Thanks for watching this. Yeah, I think it's a bargain. If you're a fan of the Iceland £1 pies, these are better. And I'd like the lamb mint out of them. But if you're having the minced beef pie and you like that, get to Sainsbury's and get that same price per pie. It's a no-brainer. This one's better. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye. What's happening, people? Back in the kitchen again. Hope you're all fantastic. Thanks for watching. Would be special. Wouldn't buy that again.